Hi guys, welcome back to the Main Road Expedition. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two league games against Buxton away and Gainsborough at home. As you can see, we're still sat on 19 points after 12 games, and similar to what happened last season, our form just completely fell apart. And Hyde, Stalybridge, and Farsley Celtic continue to have the better of us. Um, After that heartbreaking defeat against Northampton in the FA Cup. We've just had a terrible run. 5 away games on the bounce led to 5 defeats. But we came back into cup action in the FA Trophy first round against VCD Athletic. I'm not too sure who they are, but we won 3-1 against them, and we also won 3-1 against Frickley. We have changed the tactical setup a little bit, and it seems to have heralded a little bit of an improvement in our results. But tactically, we've kept the 4-2-3-1, but we've gone for a little bit more of a traditional Gegenpress system again. But we've dropped our two midfielders into more holding roles. So we've got a roaming playmaker with the ball-winning midfielder, and we've kept the centre-backs on no-nonsense centre-backs. We haven't got the playable quality to do ball-playing defenders, and I don't like having sweeper keepers, so McGee will remain as a normal keeper. We've resorted to the high defensive line again as well. Yes, we may get caught out, but the fact that we've got two defensive midfielders in there as well should certainly help our cause defensively. And hopefully, after those two cup wins, confidence will have returned a little bit, and hopefully we can push on and get a decent result in one of these league games, if not both. So we have McGee in goal today with Keeling, Grimshaw, Adewoju and Spalding at the back. Hill and Sanders are the midfield pairing with Amamiego, Livermore, Norton and Close as the front four. Lloyd Hill playing in midfield today. We are struggling for fitness a little bit, um, but we do lack defensive midfielders. We did try to sign one, and as soon as he was not drawing interest from any of the club. As soon as we put an offer in, other teams went in for him, and he ended up going elsewhere. So it is one thing that does irritate me quite a bit, that all these players that we go in for, no interest in them whatsoever from other clubs or whatever. But as soon as you put a bid in, loads of other teams come in for them, and it is a little bit frustrating. It doesn't happen like that, really, in my opinion, from what I'm led to believe. But for whatever reason, we just have to take it on the chin and try for the next one. So going into this league game, obviously it's what is it, 4 league games without a win now, and we need to show some improvements. The 2 cup wins were ideal, just to get our confidence up a little bit. We look good in the cup games as well. Yes, we're playing teams that are lower down in the league format, but hopefully the fact that we got the victories will give us that little bit more confidence going into these couple of matches. Early stages would suggest it is going to be a cagey one, though. Both sides not really showing a lot going forward. Buxton certainly seem to be the better side at the minute. Possession-wise, we're not doing too bad, and hopefully it is something we can build on. But Adams here with a corner for Buxton. Swings it into the penalty area, and we do manage to get it clear. But it is back with Adams, and he's just being left to run into the penalty area, and a better player would have probably scored there. It was a good effort nonetheless, but over the bar it went. And we're going to demand more because, I mean, it's just not good enough. We're not showing anything in this match so far. And our key midfielder, the bootleg Kevin De Bruyne, has picked up a knock. Here is Livermore trying to get forward. And again, we're not creating anything at all at the minute. Here's Rawson. Plays it back into Barrett. Lofts it over the top. Adams looks to try and get there. Grimshaw with a shocking clearance, and Scanlon picks it up. Spalding brings him down. We're conceding so many penalties as well at the minute. That's 5 penalties in 6 matches that we've conceded, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Rawson, good save from McGee. I mean, he should be getting good at penalties by saving penalties by now. He's facing enough of them. But we are We're in dire need of a little bit of luck, just a little bit of inspiration even. Here's Barrett with the swinging ball in. Keeling heads clear and Thurkill picks it up. Back to McDowell. Again, looking over the top. Oh, my word. That is absolutely shocking defensively. Thurkill just booting it, and McGee didn't even keep an eye on it. I can't complain too much because we are deservedly behind here and we're not looking like doing anything. We need to do quite a lot in this second half, to be honest. I mean, McGee is our man of the match because he saved the penalty, but he was at major fault for that goal that we've conceded. And obviously Sanders took a knock as well. We haven't got anyone to bring on for him, but we've had no attempts at goal, practically. Adams swinging it in. There's Thurkill. It's a good save that time from McGee. And he throws it out to Grimshaw. Now Keeling into Mamiego. Sanders picking up a nice little pocket of space there and finding Darren Norton. Now Spalding. It was a poor pass. I mean, Norton's managed to make something of it, but he's put the attempt wide, and we are still yet to have an attempt on target here. And yeah, we're going to make changes now. Close hasn't been good enough. Well, none of them have been good enough, to be fair. We're going to get Collins on for Mark Close. Yusuf is going to come on for Sanders because he's on that yellow card. And we'll leave it at that for now. But unfortunately, we haven't got many options on the bench today. And obviously, we really do need to look at ourselves at the moment. And it's just not working. Everything we're trying isn't working at the minute in terms of the league. We had such a good start, but the same thing happened last season. We had a 10-15 game run where we just couldn't get going at all. And then all of a sudden we picked it up. Here's Darren Norton swinging it in. Adewoju couldn't get there. Yusuf picks it up, finds Adewoju. Now Hill. Spalding looking over the top. James Collins wins the header and it's over the crossbar. It's a very strong header from James Collins there. But again, not really looking like scoring at the moment. And I think we're going to be leaving very disappointed once again here for the Buxton keeper with a free kick. Swings it forward. Rowe won the header, finding Scanlon, who knocks it over the top. And there's Eubank, and that's the second goal. And they've deserved it. And we're heading for another league defeat here. Keeling with a 5.9 rating. I'm running out of ideas. And what it took last season was a complete change of system. And then all of a sudden we started playing well again. But yeah, not good here. But I can't be changing the system every single time we hit a losing run. Whether it works or not, we have to try and stick with it a little bit. But that's 5 league games in a row with defeat. And we need to take a serious look at what's going to happen going forward here. Even Livermore has gone off the boil. And he's been probably the shining light, arguably, of the side. I think our lack of a proper defensive midfielder is certainly giving us those struggles in that central midfield. Obviously, for this system, we need the holding midfielders. We haven't got them in the squad, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have to change something and see where we end up. Ready for this next game at home against Gainsborough, but that is another disappointing defeat. We're 7 points clear of the drop zone at the minute. There's a massive difference in the number of games that some teams have played compared to others. But if we don't start winning games, we could be in for a relegation fight right now. And after the start that we made, I wouldn't like to falter as much as we are. So, again, as mentioned before, the same thing happened last season. And it's just not going our way at all. 5th straight defeat, and we've lost 2-0 in the last 3. So, we're not offering much going forward either. and I'm debating going two up top as well. But again, we haven't got the strikers for it, so it's very, very difficult to work it out. And with the lack of finances at the club, there's no way I can just go out and bring a lot of players in either. I can maybe get one, maybe two, but depending on how much money they want, I'll be lucky to get one because we've only got £74 a week wage budget that's free. Um, but yeah, we'll certainly have to wait and see what's going to happen from there. But that is destroying us. And unfortunately, they're all away games as well. Hopefully, at home against Gainsborough, we can have a little bit more joy. There's only a few days to go until that. I'll certainly have a look at us tactically, but we are going to have to make some changes. There's no doubt about it. Something has got to give, and hopefully, we can sort it very, very quickly. Because if not, we will be in a relegation fight. There is no doubt about it. We are dropping too many points already, and yeah, just have to see how we get on. So bear with me for a few days to get through to the Gainsborough match, and fingers crossed we can get something out of it. Okay then guys, here we go for the home league game against Gainsborough. We've resorted to the formation that got us out of trouble last season. We've gone back to a 4-4-2. We've changed the forward roles to an advanced forward and a deep lying forward, so we have got that little bit of link-up play up there as well. We're going to go a little bit more direct as well. We're going to keep our width during the attacking play. And we have actually managed to make a new signing. We're over budget, I must admit. Dan Gallagher has come in as a 30-year-old defensive midfielder slash centre-back. And to be quite honest, I really like the look of him. He's 30 years of age. But good header of the ball, good marking, good tackling, good positioning. I think he'll be a good option for us at centre-back, certainly as a 3-star quality. Defensive midfield is where he largely would have played, but we've come away from that system. But he can still play normal central midfield as well as that ball-winning midfield player. And I think with the ability that he has, yes, he's not got a lot of pace, but he's a good, strong lad. And I think he should be able to see us right in that midfield, hopefully, and give us that little bit more raw ability in there. So going into this game, it is going to be a little bit of a change-up, of course. We've got McGee in goal, Hill, Furtado, O'Connor, and Keeling at the back. Livermore, Williams, Yusuf, and Norton in the midfield, with Collins and Close up front. Dan Gallagher isn't fully fit as of yet. He is building his fitness and match sharpness, but he is going to be on the bench today, and hopefully he will get a little bit of game time depending on how we get on. But I must admit, I don't want 3 centre-backs on the bench, so that is something that he's definitely going to have to change. Sanders is fully fit by the looks of it, so he can come in there as well. So it's going to be a difficult one today, I think. It'll be interesting to see how Livermore gets on out wide. It's a position that we've not used him in yet, but hopefully he can settle into the side quite nicely. And Norton is improving in that right midfield role, but again, it's not his natural position, so it is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And hopefully having 2 up front could see us just be that little bit more aggressive in our play and give us an extra option in there as well. Again, it got us out of trouble last season. Hopefully it can do the same here. But it has certainly been a tough run for us. Luke McGee does remain in goal after that big error that he had in the game against Buxton, but at the same time he saved the penalty and he made some very important saves in that game. So he is proving his worth, but at the same time he does make some mistakes, and it is very frustrating, it has to be said. It's all Gainsborough early on. Here is a Corey swinging it into the penalty area. O'Connor doing just about enough to get it away, but this is Lancaster. Swings it in, and it's cleared by Yusuf, I think, this time. But now it's Berry into Heel. Plays it across, and Bowen gets the strike away, but it's blocked by O'Connor. And from the resulting corner, Lancaster to take. Swings it in, looking toward the centre. O'Connor does well to clear again. But can we're not getting out to teams that quickly here. Endo into Whittle. And fortunately, the move ends there. But again, we've been very, very poor going forward. We're not offering anything at the moment. We've already demanded more 25 minutes into the game. One attempt at goal wasn't on target. Gainsborough have had 6 attempts at goal and 1 on target. And they are near the bottom of the league, I might add. They are currently below us in the table. So it is something that certainly need to keep an eye on. Norton swings it into the penalty area. O'Connor wins the header and he's just clipped the crossbar and gone over. Not a bad effort. But again, we just need to be a little bit more aggressive in our play. We have got the positive mentality still, I might add. We are still looking to play positive football. But it's just not happening for us at the moment. Okori with the free kick, swings it in toward the far post, and there's the header from Callum Griffin. And again, McGee caught out of position there. And I am starting to wonder whether it's time to give Isaac Allen a bit of a run in the side, because McGee, like I said before, he is making some mistakes at the moment. And we're not looking like we're going to get back into this game anytime soon either. It's been extremely frustrating once again. I know we've had a change of style, but as it stands, we're going further and further down the table. And I'll be honest, like I say, I am running out of ideas here. I mean, just look at the match ratings as well. The thing is, the players are worried about what's happening at the club as well at the moment in relation to the financial status. It's not their concern massively as long as they get paid, in my opinion. But they just can't seem to, they just can't get going at the minute. We're going to get Dan Gallagher on for his debut. Furtado is going to come off, and obviously Sanders and Amiego are going to come on as well in the midfield, just to see if we can get that little bit more bite and aggression in our game. I'm going to fire the boys up. And the fact that we've got 2 up front now, both players are capable of scoring. We've seen it at the early part of the season. But again, we're just really struggling for an out-and-out goal scorer. And we've struggled with this throughout. Iron Tor was the closest that we came. And he ended up having to leave because of the amount of money that he needed. This is Bowen, and it's just over the crossbar. But again, we're just not looking sharp enough all of a sudden. We can't score goals. And if it continues the way it's going, we're going to be in for a very tough season, I think, now. But something's got to give at some point. McGee delivers it forward. Collins couldn't get onto it, but Sanders picks it up in the midfield. Plays it forward nicely into James Collins. He hasn't got much support, and the strike was straight into the defender. And Phillips with a comfortable save. And he delivers it forward now. Gallagher picks it up and finds O'Connor. Now Yusuf launches it over the top. Close with an opportunity in behind here. It's a very good finish by Mark Close. We've finally managed to get ourselves a goal. I mean, Yusuf made the goal himself with a lovely ball over the top. I'm part wondering as well with certain formations as to whether like changing one of the roles to a playmaker might help. I really don't know, but we haven't got that massive creation in our midfield options anyway. So yeah, it's a difficult one. But I mean, a late equaliser for us. Have we deserved it? It's questionable, but we'll certainly take it. And at least we've managed to score and we've not been beaten. It's been a tough run thing today. And yeah, we've got a lot to work on, I think. And I'm still not completely convinced that 4-4-2 is the way to go either. But again, we haven't got the personnel availability. And unfortunately, Denawa's missing at the moment as well. He's out on international duty with Bermuda. And he was a player I thought about getting rid of as well, because we need players that are going to be here all the time. The international duty is great for exposure for the club, but it's just not allowing us to have our regular players in the squad all the time. And it's proven to be a difficult situation. I mean, Atherton Colliery's are 5 points behind us, but they've got 2 games in hand over us as well. So it's very, very tight, and we're looking more toward the bottom of the table than we are the top of the table. We are only 8 points behind the playoffs at the minute, but we really need to pick it up going into the next number of matches. I'm glad we've scored a goal, but at the minute I can't see where we're going to get a win. We've got Lancaster coming up who are in the bottom 4. Big, big game for us, really. We have to at least give good account of ourselves in that game. In terms of going forward, we'll probably get a number of league games out of the way again. I think we've already had Chorley, haven't we? We played Chorley earlier in the season? Or was it just me? Don't think we did. So I think what we'll probably do, we'll come back for Chorley and Bury. We'll get all these league games out of the way and the cup tie against Dover. Chorley and Bury in the middle of December. And then we'll see how far we get. Obviously, if we can progress in the FA Trophy, we'll probably end up with a cup tie around there as well. So it might change it a little bit, but we'll see how we get on. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.